So that just mounts up.
Goes right on the transmission.
To a trans.
Yeah.
To a Volkswagen trans.
Yeah. So there's an adapter plate, and then an adapter collar that mates the motor to the trans, so you could still use the gears.
That's so cool.
And pick your gear ratio.
So simple.
This is a 1974 Volkswagen Super Beetle. I've recently started this project with the intent to fully rebuild this car and make it my own little toy. With that being said, it's a long process because it's a 50-year-old car. So when it came to finding seats for this bad boy, it's actually been kind of troublesome. I've searched everywhere, and this car came with a set of 74 floor pans in it because it is a 74. But the seats that were mounted in a 74, that was the year they changed everything. And those seats are a lot harder to find. So when it came down to this car itself, I swapped the floor pans out recently to fit a more common seat that you would find, one that's easier to purchase for me in this part of Ontario. That being said, I'm still having a very hard time finding seats. So I was cruising Facebook one day and I was like, boom, pretty sure I found the seats. And of course, they're nowhere near my house. They're 2.5 hours, 3 hours away. But I got talking to the guy online. He seemed like a great guy. So I figured, hey, you know what? Let's take the day. Let's jump in the car. I'll drive up there and I'll see, hopefully, these are the seats I need.
And it's raining, and it's January, and we're only 20 minutes out. And everyone's looking at me because I got a full-size camera on my dash. Yeah, good talk.
It is way too busy down here. I don't know how you guys live life, but I made it close. I gotta go to the bank and I just grabbed a coffee, so we're almost there. Almost doing it. There's a lot of people up here too, and it's raining. There's cops everywhere. I just seen a seagull in February. It's almost February and there's seagulls out here. So anyways, yeah, bank, and then I get to go to pick these up. 407. We'll just go right here. It's pretty sketchy. I'm here, but you guys gotta check this out. Look at this thing, all electric. I didn't realize I'd find toys. I thought maybe you were just somebody who had seats.
No, we're a little kind of
That's awesome. Right. So what is it? What is it you do?
So Beachman is an electric motorcycle company.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm cluing in slowly here as I.
So this
that's
is
what
our
that
first
is.
bike. So these are technically e-bikes. We started off on an e-bike platform because of the no license, no registration.
Right.
Really easy to get on a bike and
Yep.
ride, and it's kind of evolved into.
And in Toronto, right? Like it's such a handy thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a moped, but not.
Yes. And I just used like lead acid batteries in the back seat sort of thing. I converted it, drove it around for a summer, realized I wanted a bus instead, so I converted the car back to gas. So this is actually a customer's car. We're doing it at cost to spec it out. It's full of Leaf batteries. So I've taken the entire, I actually bought a wrecked Nissan Leaf, took out all the components I could. The motor is being used elsewhere, but this is the entire battery array. And then I reconfigured it to run at 96 volts. So each one of these is a Nissan Leaf module. Normally Nissan Leafs run at about like 350 volts. Okay. So it takes the same amount of batteries. These I've configured into banks of 3. So I think I used 4 less from the original pack, but
there's some science involved. It's not very often you see a thing either.
No, this is from Mexico.
That's
the guy likes to travel around the world and find odd cars.
That's
that are
awesome.
Not odd in the places he finds them. So this one back here, this is kind of cool. This is a motor I imported, an AC motor I imported from China. I had this bracket sort of made up to hold the controller and everything. And if it works, we'll sort of streamline this as a kit that you can put on any air-cooled.
So that just mounts up.
Goes right on the transmission.
To a trans.
Yeah.
To a Volkswagen Trans.
Yeah, so there's an adapter plate, and then sort of an adapter collar that mates the motor to the Trans, so you could still use the gears.
That's so cool.
And pick your gear ratio.
So simple.
This plate we sort of adapted off the thing, so we could put our controller right above the motor, and it just looks better. It looks nice, fills the space.
Yeah, it's such a clean setup to be.
Yeah, and then because it's the thing and it has this back parcel, half the battery pack, or I should say about 60% of the batteries are going to go here. I'm going to flip these down and put a nice cover in, and then the other 40% goes up here, which actually works better for the handling of the car. Like a little bit of front end weight.
Balanced weight.
Things. And then the charger and some of the relays and shutoffs and stuff all high through. Because this is also, obviously it's an all-weather car. There is a top floor, but there's no windows.
It's impressive.
Rain gets anywhere.
It's something I've never seen before. What is your website? Just so we.
Beachman.ca.
Okay, awesome.
We also have a YouTube channel.
Yep, check it out.
This is going in the car.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah. So this is just me testing the setup. So it's the same motor that's in the thing on the other side, except this one has its own tranny.
It's just crazy that that's what you take out.
Yep, and that's what you put in.
And that's what goes back in.
Horsepower-wise, this is still more. This is a 24 kilowatt peak motor.
The world is changing.
Yeah, so I can literally, I'm having a bracket laser cut right now to house this, to put in the back.
Yep.
And then I can do all my troubleshooting with
so
this
it's
battery.
Kind of the same setup as the thing.
Yep. Yeah. Except
directly mounted to the Trans.
This will be a direct drive to the CV.
Oh wow.
Axles, whereas the thing uses the thing
stock
is a swing
Trans.
axle, right? So there's no CV joints. It's all, so it's way easier to just plop a motor on that transmission. Also because it's a manual. This being an automatic, same rules didn't apply.
Right.
So I wanted to try this setup, and this is basically my guinea pig.
That's awesome.
Yep. So.
First person I've heard of doing it.
There's not a lot. There's guys in other parts of the world that convert. And most people take Teslas and strip them down and do it, which is something we considered doing. I wanted something more new and off the shelf. I
would have thought Teslas would have been like a Ferrari, where if you touch it,
you put a Tesla in a Beetle and it'll go like.
But you know, like Ferrari, if you modify a Ferrari comes after you. I would have assumed Teslas would have been kind of the same thing.
No, you basically get wrecked ones and you just filter it for parts.
Really?
The motors are great, and there's an awesome company, is actually, I think they're Ottawa based, which came up with the best interfacing for the inverter for Teslas. And it's like a nice little iPad. Like they really, everybody's kind of got their stuff together when it comes to retrofitting them.
Wow.
I don't have to build an array.
Right. Which is awesome.
And then once it's all done, then I'll decide whether or not I want to keep it patinaed or.
So this will be like a Beachman kit for.
Essentially.
It's going to be a Beachman product.
Yeah,
essentially.
That's why.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like dealer coupons for like free oil changes and shit.
No way.
Yeah. This was all in the glove box.
Wow, and it's still.
Maybe not.
I know the moment you start touching it, it all falls apart.
It was. It's like.
Wow.
Diagnosis.
Wow.
No, that looks like a.
So the seats. Yeah, I've had a very hard time finding seats.
I'm not a stock VW guy, so
I'm
putting some other seats in there.
So mine came with some 90 seats in them. And like I said, it came from all the way up in Cobalt. And the moment I got it, like the seats feel good, they hug you nice, but it's a 90s seat in a 70s car. So for me, it's like, I don't care if it's a Volkswagen seat, it's just wrong generation. So for me, and then as I was putting the pans back in, the pans for this year are cheaper than my year because of the way the seat mounts. So I also said to myself, okay, what's the more common seat I find on Facebook, right? And it's normally this style or the tube frame, so older style, right?
The tube, okay, that's the.
But mine came with the 3 mount, so it's got an A-frame at the front and 2 legs at the back. So it's a very weird mounting seat.
Is that like a Mark III type mount?
Yeah, exactly.
Because I've got Mark III seats.
Yeah, so that's what mine are out of a GTI Jetta or something like that, or Golf.
I bought a whole set of Mark III seats for this, but they don't go in nicely.
Right. Are they the same?
No, these are something I don't know what these are from. These are really nice. These are actually electric. The
I just wanted to see if it had the
didn't fit
same
in between. So
right.
I've just got some standoffs. That's just sitting there right there for the height. Now this was a very untouched car. Like if you know Volkswagens and you start to work on them, you can always tell where people have been.
Oh yeah.
And this car, like this heater, I'm the first person to take this apart. And like you can see the trunk line is like mint.
Yeah.
I was the first person to dig into any of this.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's an honor, right?
I wish, you know, it needs new front fenders.
My 69's a one owner car.
Is it?
But it sat in a field for a long time, so I'm cutting it apart because it's that. But I want to bring it back to life because I'm like, it's a one owner car.
This is really cool, the CFB Trenton. So it probably was parked on a base for like decades.
I'm 20 minutes from there.
Are you? Okay.
That's where I came from.
Well, my bus has a Subaru motor in it.
I'm that guy that would do that too, but since I own two of them, I said to myself,
Make one.
One of them is going to be like the old man version, and this one's not actually. It's already slammed, and it's quite the fun car. But
I found this piece, which is
beautiful.
part of the roller.
Yep.
So it does, because it gives you, I think it's the back adjustment.
Okay. Yeah, I told my I just told my old man last night, and he said, "Don't worry about it. We'll figure it out."
Yeah. So that goes on that side, and there's pins.
Right.
Pins. They're just
Okay.
They're just locking pins.
I'll just he's got the exact same seats, so I'm just gonna
Recreate it.
Yeah, I'll just look at his and see what he's kind of done. But
Yeah.
I
I
mean-
took apart because I was looking into recovering it.
right,
And I managed not to destroy it. So these guys I just unbent. 'Cause
Okay.
They literally just wrap around that.
yeah, everything on a Volkswagen just bends around itself.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that one I didn't touch at all.
I mean, yeah, overall they're in pretty good shape.
They're not bad. They're
I'm gonna recover
they
them
had
anyways.
cover.
So
That's why they had a cover over top of them.
right,
Um,
so that saved them a little bit.
to a point.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you very much for the tour. It was wicked, like I said, long drive, but worth it. Got to do what you got to do to find them, right? Okay, we got them. I embarrassed the crap out of myself, but we got them. So time to get out of here. Walking around with a camera in Toronto with random people. I am new to this. But we got the seats, everything's good. We got a wicked, that was awesome actually to go through his shop and see all those electric vehicles. So awesome, awesome, awesome. Very nice guy, and grateful he gave me the tour. So let's get out of here. If you're not from Canada, we have a lot of pod shops in Canada now, and you can just walk into the store and buy weed. Pod shop there on the left, big pod shop there, the green room. Another one right here, that's Central Leaf. Another one right here, Mary Jane's, right there, Herbal Options, Healing House, the Medicine Wheel, Edibles Sale, $49 ounces, 3 gram, $3 a gram. Ooh, good deal there. Another pot shop right there. I go from this stuff being severely illegal to it's everywhere. You can just go in the store and get it. It's pretty crazy. And then I go to like United States, and you know, if you have a joint, you're going to prison. So it's really weird because I live here and there's pot everywhere. You can do whatever you want. It's very strange. But we're almost home.
Really, they were a good price. They looked like they were in great condition. Everything seemed right. I've had a hard time, whether I'm not paying attention to it enough or whatever, but I had a hard time matching up trays to seats. Anyways, it's been difficult. It's been difficult to say the least. That was a wicked trip. I had a blast up in Toronto. I had a blast seeing all this stuff, getting to meet this guy and see all of his projects. It's a pretty innovative thing. Not that I'm huge on the electric side of things. I like fuel and combustion. But pretty cool. Pretty neat to see that somebody's bringing the old stuff into the new world. So, yeah, it was a pretty cool day, and I had a lot of fun. All I did with those seats was I brought them home, put them in the shop, and never really addressed it after that. Of course, my father comes over to have a look at them. Moment he sees them, he says, "Wow, they're too big." Picks one up, carries it over, tries to mock it up. way too big for the car. So, I mean, I laughed when he did it because it is what it is. I had a great day. I don't really care. If you need a set of seats that are a little bit bigger than Beetle seats but the same exact seat, then hey, I got a set. But turns out I still need seats. And yeah, even after that full trip, I still need a set of seats. But it was fun. I had a blast. Beachman, thank you very much for being so hospitable. And this is my bad, not yours. I thought they were the correct seats. So, long story short, great trip. Had a lot of fun. Picked up the wrong seats. You know, should always check. I don't know. I had too much fun up there, so I didn't really even second guess the seats. I figured they were the correct ones. Same shape and everything, but they're out of a Volkswagen station wagon, it turns out. So they are a little bit bigger. There's more room in the station wagon than the Beetle. So, my bad. Yeah. I mean, it was fun, so trip wasn't wasted. I had fun. Yeah. Yeah. So we're still looking for seats. Keep an eye out. If you see seats, if you know of anybody with seats, if you got seats, let me know because I need them.